before us to run the Mexico Gran Premio. Final event of the season. We'll have Friday first round qualifying November 15th at 4 p.m. Eastern time, followed by kart Friday night at 10:30. Saturday second round qualifying at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, and then the race itself on Sunday, November 17th, beginning at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, exclusively on Speed Channel. If you are with us for the season opener in Monterey, you can imagine what Mexico City will be like when our three Mexican drivers lead the field to their home country. There's one now with Calvin Fish.
Well, Mario coming off the big win last week, but an early bath today, mate. What happened?
The engine just blew up. That's not our fault, not the team's fault. You know, we did our best for this weekend, but it gave up on us.
Tell us about your experience running in the draft, these speeds and the condition and balance of the race car, Mario.
Big experience, big learning weekend for me, and it's a thrill to be running 230 miles an hour, and it's unbelievable when you get in the draft. And I was definitely learning a lot of that at the beginning of the race. Then we were going pretty good. Then we just the car just got too loose on us, but we were hanging on. We were trying to race it the last 100 miles when it counts.
Mario, tough day for you. Good luck down in Mexico City. Let's get down to Double D.
Max Pappas currently runs in 6th place. He is very comfortable. Dave Watson, the new engineer for this team, has a nice, contented smile on his face. Christian Fittipaldi, now here's where it gets a bit interesting. He likes the car, but it's a bit too slow down the straight. That's in relation to the Ford engines. The Ford engines appear to have just a touch more speed in a straight line. So Kanaan has been told that later in the race they're going to wind the downforce off his car. He came back and said, despite the fact that he has downforce or understeer now, he is a little bit wary of taking downforce off because he said, I do not want to have a big oversteer moment.
Yeah, no kidding. Pucker
Can't blame him for that.
That's enough to scare you right there.
Going back to Mario Dominguez, only a Champ Car driver would say it's a thrill to be running 230 miles an hour.
Why, you wouldn't find that thrilling, Bob?
Oh, thrilling is one word that comes to mind, yes. And one final note on Dominguez, he leads for the Jim Truman Rookie of the Year. If he wins it, he'll be the first driver to do so from Mexico since Bernard Jourdain back in 1989. Bernard, of course, is the uncle of Champ Car driver Michel Jourdain Jr. Time for another round of pit stops. Calvin.
Well, Jimmy V had to give Cristiano D'Amato the inside lane there, cost him a little bit of time, but now that Rahal team go to work. Superb team here, really orchestrated. Tire change done again. Pretty quick stop again for the Ford. They're not looking for fuel. Let's get down to Double D.
Tony Kanaan is in. They are not going to change the car aerodynamically at the moment. They're going to let him run more and more laps. He's trying to beat Vassar out. He's now going past him on the right-hand side. D'Amato has gone into the middle with a superb pit stop.
And Cristiano D'Amato was nearly inside Oriol Servia's cockpit. Servia slowed him to get into his pits. D'Amato coming out, and D'Amato was all over him.
And you heard on the radio, Vassar's team saying, do not let D'Amato inside. You do not. And where did Cristiano go? Bang. And what that does is it freezes Vassar out from his pit. They're going along at 50 miles an hour. Vassar has to lift early to tuck in behind to get into his pit.
Michel Jourdain Jr. has not pitted, so he will take over the race lead. But remember, well, let me double check. Yes, he will take over the race lead, despite coming in after that pit lane exit spin that brought out the yellow flag.
They brought him in after, as Bobby said, they want to come in and put a new set of Bridgestone tires on the car, but also extend their window a little bit.
That's what I was talking about. Look at Cristiano. He knows that Jimmy doesn't want him underneath. Where does he go? Underneath. Jimmy had to breathe it to get in, and it didn't cost him too much there, but that was probably the difference between coming out first or second. Late in the race, that could be huge.
That's what I mean about D'Amato and Servia.
Yeah. Here's that situation that we talked about. Jourdain and Franchitti are just, and Nakano are just barely one lap ahead of D'Amato.
Here comes Jourdain into the Gigante pits where Calvin Fish awaits him.
Well, Michel has been running really strongly. He was up in the top 3 or 4 earlier in this race before the spin. His team goes to work. We anticipate no changes to the chassis whatsoever. Waiting for the last drops of fuel. We do. Oh, and then they go to the front wing. Suddenly there was a change to the front wing, increasing that. But we hear a lot of the other cars are going loose, Scott, and that's a little bit of a surprise. We thought in the heat of the day that the cars would actually be pushing a little bit.
That is a little bit of a surprise. Typically, when the temps come up, the front wing is not as efficient, so you do want to put more front wing. This could be an issue. We're talking about the rubber on the track and a change in conditions where these cars are just going loose.
Alex Tagliani in the pits.
Sitting there waiting as a driver. Puts it in gear. Waiting on the fuel, waiting on the fuel, waiting inside. You're just waiting for your man to tell you when it's time to go.
Bruno Junqueira is also in.
Junqueira was 2 laps down. He's now only 1 lap down. Remember last year, he came from 1 lap down. He came from 1 lap down last year to come back and finish 4th.
Junqueira trying to make up for spinning when the left rear wheel came off on his first stop. Dario Franchitti is in. Watch the fuel hose and wait for the back spurt down the air vent that tells the fueler when it's full.
Watch this fuel guy right here. And watch that probe. Watch how long they have to leave the probe in there. All 4 tires are done. They're waiting on the fuel, doing a big change on the front wing, but still waiting on the fuel.
Still waiting on the fuel, and that is going to be critical as the game goes on. When Vassar comes in, virtually right where they're done, with the tires are pulling the probe, the Hondas, that is not the case.
Calvin Fish.
But that was a full top up there for Dario Franchitti. They waited for the return to see some fuel coming back, so they're needing a full fuel load if they go full rich, it seems. So Honda's definitely taking a little bit longer on these pit stops than the Fords.
Just past 2 o'clock Pacific time here at California Speedway. I'm Bob Varsha with Calvin Fish, Derek Daly, Tommy Kendall, and Scott Pruitt. Glad to have you with us for the 6th running of the 500 presented by Toyota. We'll take a quick break and be back in just a moment. Jimmy Vasser leads. City, we know the excitement you feel about the latest digital toys. That's why we're here. Circuit City, we're with you. By Cadillac, bold vehicles defying convention. And by Bridgestone, advanced technology that gives you a grip on the future. High overhead, Sanyo and the crew of the Sanyo Lightship are proud to be a part of our Speed Channel coverage today. Sanyo means performance. And there's the view from the Sanyo Lightship. Jimmy Vasser leading the way by 7/10 of a second now over that man. The newly crowned Kart FedEx champion for 2002, Cristiano D'Amata. Michael Andretti runs 3rd, about 1.7 behind race leader Vasser.
I wonder if this is a situation. This is one of the first times that Jimmy Vasser is looking for a ride for next year. Does not have anything secured. Maybe he's changing his strategy, saying, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to tear this place up.
Are you saying that the reason it looks like he's driving like he needs a job is because he does?
I would say that exactly.
I seem to recall in his last year with Chip Ganassi and the Target team, Jimmy also was very, very competitive because it's just human nature.
Well, you wouldn't think so, but unfortunately, it certainly seems to pan out this way. Just like Patrick Carpentier, we hear that he's not going to have a ride this season, and all of a sudden he backs it up and bam, bam, 2 wins.
That's right. Sweeping the Buckeye State of Ohio at Cleveland and Mid-Ohio. Tony Kanaan goes underneath Patrick Carpentier for 4th place. There is Vasser. A week ago at this time, he was on his head in a race car. This was the start at Surfers Paradise. Mario Dominguez ran into a stack of cars. Vasser over on his head. Carpentier and Michael Andretti jumped from their cars to attend to Jimmy. Then crew members from up and down the pit lane helped turn the car back right side up. Meanwhile, Jimmy's father, Jim Sr., came racing down from one of the skyboxes and threw his arms in the air when he saw that his boy was okay. He's standing by with Derek Daly.
And what a moment that was. Can you imagine if it was your son in that crash? Jim, I know you went through one of your worst fears in all of motor racing when you saw what happened yesterday, or last week to Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely. It was brings reality home, and it was 45 seconds were the worst 45 seconds and the best of my life. It was much more violent being there than it was on television, but you know, the emotions of parents are, you can't stop them. Jimmy's 36 years old, whether he's 6 years old or 36, is still exactly the same emotion. And I seen what I did later, and it was just a complete emotion factor, and it took me an hour to compose myself.
I know you're enjoying Jimmy leading and looking so strong here, but I know you told me, Jim, you cried right after you saw Jimmy get taken from that race car.
Yeah, I did. In fact, I kind of pulled my hat down, went and hid in the garage for a while, but yeah, you never know what's going to happen to you, and it was a happy cry for sure, very emotional.
Thank you, Jim. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. That, to me, was the human story of for starters. I know TK, you're very close with Jimmy Vasser. You know Silverback very well. That was quite a moment.
Well, and imagine the scary part there was once the accident happened, the scary part about coming to Fontana is the speeds are so high, you don't really breathe easily until the race is over. So even though JV's out there putting laps in the book out front, he's doing it at 230 miles an hour. That I know from my parents when I raced, they never really felt comfortable till it was over.
And no other professional sport is as family-oriented as motorsports, I can tell you.
This is the perfect example of what's going on with the Ford above a Jimmy Vasser and a Honda below. Now watch. These feel broke. One here and one here. Jimmy's is out. Waiting, and now Dario's comes out. That's about a second, a good solid second and a half, and that's a lot of time on the racetrack.
Jimmy Vasser still 7/10 up on Cristiano Damata's Toyota. Michael Andretti follows with a Honda. It's Ford, Toyota, Honda up front.
Is briquette French for little brick?
Welcome back to California. If you enjoy the thrill of Champ Car racing, you're going to want to be with us here on Speed Channel for a Kart Thanksgiving Marathon. All of the Kart FedEx Championship Series races that aired on Speed Channel and Fox will be airing back-to-back. Thanksgiving Day will offer the season opener at Monterey through the new street race in Denver, Colorado. Then on Friday the 29th, from England through the season finale 2 weeks from now in Mexico City. All coming your way as part of our Kart Thanksgiving Marathon on Speed Channel. Here's a look at the fastest laps of the race thus far. Tony Kanaan, our pole sitter, turned in the quickest at 2:28 plus. Remember, that is average speed. Bruno Junqueira second quick, but he's trying to make up for having lost the left rear wheel and spinning in the pit lane. Jimmy Vasser is the race leader. Michael Andretti runs third, and Michel Jourdain Jr., who also had a spin to bring out a yellow, is running seventh. Calvin Fish.
Well, we're seeing that Max Pappas is having another strong run here at California Speedway. He's had a couple of runner-up finishes here last year and in back in '99. And he just asked his team if he can run flat out, and they said okay. I mean, Scott, I know the 24 hours of Daytona, I'm sure Jack Roche had you to slow down, but when you run around here, do you have to ask permission?
Well, it's all the, we were talking about that on and off this year. It's one of those situations. Can you do it? Do you need to do it? Or should you wait to the checkered flag? I was always in those set of circumstances where if you're just tied in a position or approach to a position where you can go racing, well, this is look at right down on the apron, Jimmy Vasser.
And that drew the attention of the stewards. Neifel issued a warning to the 52 car on blocking. That's Nakano going a lap down.
That's a scary moment for Jimmy. When you get down on the apron like that, it really upsets the car.
3 laps down, correction.
That's Chris Neifel, Chief Stewart, keeping an eye on that situation. Jimmy Vasser now through his gap over Cristiano Damata, nearly 2 full seconds. Derek Daly.
Hey boys, I want to blow the myth about these guys living a superstar lifestyle all the time. When I got here on Wednesday, myself and my wife Rhonda went to the movies. As we walked in, Vasser, Jourdain and Serviet were walking out from a matinee. At least I saw Red Dragon. Those pansies saw a Greek wedding.
Well, it was what was on.
Were they holding hands and crying?
We were talking about another tight moment there. There's a lap between these two guys, and a little bit racy.
Alex Tagliani is your chauffeur.
But as Calvin mentioned earlier, it really depends on how hard you want to drive these things to where you get to how close you into the race. I was always in a position, keep my car as good as possible until that race to the checkered flag. After that last pit stop, I want to have the best bullets in my gun when I went to that gunfight. I did not want to have any of those used up before that shot.
If this was anybody but Jimmy Vasser doing this, I would be questioning the pace. But Jimmy is so smooth, so consistent, has such a great feel for things. I think he probably feels like he's running easier and is wondering why everybody can't keep up with him. A few laps ago, we monitored a radio transmission from Michael Andretti's team. They said, use 5th gear, see if you can get to the front. He was unable to do that. He called back. He says, I have too much understeer. Why they wanted to see what they had, I'm not sure. But the answer right now is he does not have enough for Jimmy Vasser.
Now the cars going around Bruno Junqueira. We saw Tagliani go by, and then Christian Fittipaldi.
It was a tight moment there. Scott Dixon, Bruno Junqueira, and Oriol Serbia in the Visteon car.
Serbia. Serbia went by him. He went back by him in the 3 last lap. But then when Serbia came back by, they were side by side to 1.
Another round of pit stops.
Nice and easy.
And these are happening
Open box
quickly.
behind you.
Calvin Fish.
Well,
Right
Jimmy
down
V
here on your
brings
mark.
it in,
Nice
and he
and
doesn't
easy.
have
You've
the
got 4
Martin right
tires.
beside him
Fuel's
this
gonna be a
time, and
little
that
bit
gives him a
longer this
cleaner
time.
run
No
into his
problem.
pit
Right on
box.
your mark.
We don't
Right on your
anticipate
mark.
any
Nice and
changes.
easy.
I spoke to Mark Johnson about whether
Hold
Jimmy
your brake.
needed to
Hold
tighten
your
up his
brake.
entry into pit lane. He
Reset your
said,
fuel.
that's a long story. I'll tell you after the race, but he had a smirk on his face like something was
there.
going on. So
Watch
Jimmy
there.
V, tires have been done. Should be a small drop more of fuel. A little longer this time. Might be about a second longer than his last one. Jimmy Bassett back underway. Let's go down to Derek.
Kenny Seawick calls in. Cristiano Tomato. No changes. Jimmy Vasser flies by at the moment for now lead. But he is a long way behind. Jimmy Stott looks a tiny bit quicker.
Well, that championship winning crew is at it again for Team Ray Hall and Jimmy Vasser.
Tony on his way, the Pioneer car. Really hectic coming in on our pit lane. That's one thing that's changed here.
Patrick Carpentier passed Michael Andretti in the pits.
Is with these pit intervals as they are, things really bunch up. Everybody comes in at the same time, or almost everybody, and really causes that bunch up in pit lane.
Scott Dixon and Christian Fittipaldi swap places. And 2 more pit stops to go. This race going down at a frantic pace. We've only had 2 yellow flags, both very brief. No track cleanup necessary. Both were for spinning race cars. For a total of 10 laps. Green flag average must be pretty stout. Excuse me, Scott.
Mark Johnson was probably telling Jimmy Vasser, we don't want to have happen what just happened last time when Cristiano got underneath you. Do what you have to do, lay down a couple fast laps, and stretch out a little bit of a lead.
Here comes Michel Jourdain Jr. Calvin Fish awaits him.
Well, race leader right now is Michelle. He's been cranking off some of the fastest laps of the race out there. The car is very well balanced. They did make a slight wing change on the last stop, but right now Scott Remke said we believe he'll be okay unless he makes a last-minute call. So the tires are on, bit of fuel, he's in gear, itching to go. Back underway, a great start for the Rahal boys.
Now Jourdain, after the spin on the exit last time, they came back in again. Like Rahal wanted to make sure the tires were okay. That put him on a similar strategy to Franchitti. He doesn't quite have as much room as Dario, but he is running much quicker than Dario. After the leader stopped that time, Jourdain was a full lap ahead. Dario did not put a lap on the leader. So the only person that strategy will work for right now is if you get a yellow would be Jourdain in that narrow window. And if that happens, Jourdain will be a lap up on the field.
We heard from Dario's team, they feel like they have too much downforce in the car. That's really going to cost them when they're running by themselves.
Tagliani, Calvin.
Well, we expect to see a little front wing change here. They've been cranking it in on Tag's car, so his car is certainly understeering. Another Ford-powered car here. This stop's a little bit longer, but another good one for the players, boys.
Ford-powered Reynard chassis, one of the few in the field. His teammate, of course, has one, as does Oriol Servia. Tora Takagi's has been retired. Here comes Franchitti.
Down through the gears, down to 50 miles an hour right there.
Okay, wide open here.
Dario Franchitti hits the mark. They're playing that slightly different strategy, and maybe it'll work out once again. Rockingham, it definitely gave them the edge. A little bit more front wing for Dario. The cars are starting to push, and again, a long fuel stop for Dario. They're really eating the juice out there.
That's a situation where Dario's getting a little too anxious to go. He needs to be just sitting down. It does take that much time for the fuel to go in. It looks like he's costing himself some time on that stop.
Well, they also had a little trouble getting the probe in that time, which extended a little more. But you know how it is when the car drops and the tires are done. You know it's supposed to be about then. Now, because of this long green flag running, it's longer and longer. To talk about the pit entrance, when D'Amata made that move on Vasser, that's the situation with the carbon-on-carbon brakes. Those carbon brakes do not grip until they're hot. They come on like a light switch when they do. Jimmy was being careful. Cristiano was pushing it.
We'll be right back to California.
You live for
Welcome back to California Speedway and the 500 presented by Toyota here on Speed Channel. There is Jimmy Vasser, your race leader, working traffic. He is creeping up on 100 laps led of the 250 in today's race. The record for most laps led set by Andre Ribeiro back in 1997. But it's not unusual to see Team Rahal leading lots of laps here at California Speedway. In 1999, Max Papis in a Team Rahal machine led 112. Kenny Brack led 47 in the year 2000, and Papis again led 54 in 2001. So Team Rahal was used to being out front here.
It didn't do it any good, okay? Use your head. Nakano in front of you.
There you go. Mark Johnson telling Jimmy, be careful, be heads up with this guy.
Last time he ran you down in the grass.
Shell car looks very strong today. Looks like Jimmy's been able to place that car almost anywhere he wants to.
And a couple of places he didn't want to when he tried to get by Nakano last time.
Scary moment.
This tells a lot of the story. You fell back there from Nakano.
There's the blue flag. Letting Nakano know the race leader is behind him and coming.
I was going to say, this really tells the tale how easily he's able to get by traffic versus the two guys chasing him. On a clear track, we know nobody can run with him.
So he's going to make his move going down into 3. Not. Runs the high line. Nakano's actually letting off, letting him by.
And look at the run that D'Amato has.
You're clear.
Coming to the stripe, that is Michael no, that's Dario Franchitti. But behind him is that black Chevron Lola of D'Amato in second place. Look at the champion close on Vassar.
Frustrating moment for Jimmy right now, getting kind of boxed in, boxed up, and also being very conservative, cutting his way through the traffic with Nakano. We didn't see him do that earlier with the guys. Being extra cautious.
That's a case of not trusting the guy that you're passing based on what happened earlier. Nakano did pull down and was waiting for Jimmy to come by, but Jimmy says, I'm not going to go around the outside of this guy. The last thing I want to do is leave myself no out. And you saw him hesitate, wait, even though this time Nakano was staying down.
Franchitti unlapped himself, still showing as a lap down in 11th place.
And Jimmy might be fighting a mid-turn understeer there. He gets in a little bit of the draft in the front of the car. Looks like it might be washing out.
Well, we watch this battle. Let's get more on Franchitti with Calvin Fish.
Well, I spoke to Kyle Moore about the length of time they take to put in the fuel in Dario's car, and he said, yeah, it's really because we've been running by ourselves so much. You gain so much mileage in the draft, but we've been running by ourselves, really eating the jungle juice. So Dario's struggling there a little bit. He got his lap back. He needs to stay on that lead lap if he can and try and take advantage if they go to yellow. But talking about Jimmy Vassar, Mark Johnson is very upset about the back markers, the lap cards getting in Jimmy's way. When Nakano put him down on the apron there, he was really angry, and he pulled the car official one say, said, we've got to get this sorted out, guys.
Oh, well, they sort things out, so will we. We'll take a quick break and return with more live Speed Channel coverage of the 500 presented by Toyota. Stay with us. Welcome back to California Speedway. Out front, they have a Walk of Fame. And this weekend, 2002 Kart FedEx Championship Series title holder Cristiano D'Amato earned his plaque, put his footprints, and signed his name to his own block of the Walk of Fame. He also received a special gift, a new electric guitar. Like Kenny Brack, Patrick Carpentier, and others, he is a musician. He stands on the brink of an historic Kart FedEx Championship Series record this weekend. Should he win today's race or the next race, the final round of the season in Mexico, Cristiano D'Amato will join Michael Andretti and Al Unser Jr., matching the all-time single-season win record. If he could win today and Mexico, obviously, in addition to his championship, he will take sole possession of the single-season win mark. It's been quite a year for Cristiano D'Amato. Derek Daly has more on him.
Bob, as good as he looks here, they don't believe they have enough speed to catch or outrun Jimmy Vassar. So they believe they're going to start to trim the car out, take downforce off to make him faster down the straights. They've just got on the radio and asked Cristiano, can you start to trim the car out? He said no. However, his engineer Peter Gibbons told me they will progressively begin to do it on the stops coming up.
He runs about 0.6 of a second behind race leader Jimmy Vassar as you watch Michael Andretti and Patrick Carpentier going at it. Michael will take third place from the Canadian when they flash across the start-finish line. Jimmy Vassar has now led 116 laps in the 500, taking the record for most laps led from Andre Rivero. We'll be right back. Welcome back. A high overcast of clouds has removed the shadows in the 500 presented by Toyota with 57 laps to go. Jimmy Vasser is in the race lead, and once again, gentlemen, we're working traffic.
We were talking earlier, Tommy, you were saying the North American boys, big guns coming to the front. That's where we're seeing Jimmy Vasser and now Michael Andretti, third, Cristiano D'Amato, and then Michel Jourdain and Patrick Carpentier.
And how about Team Rahal? They're looking good. I mean, obviously it's closed up with Michael and D'Amato at the front, but you have Jourdain in fourth, and he's the only guy that is out of sequence. So you can almost win it either way with Vasser staying up front, or you have that added option. Jourdain is fourth when they're in sequence. He's first by a lap when they're out of sequence.
We're in traffic right now. Looks like Jimmy might be fighting with his car a little bit. He's working side by side. A great race going, almost trying to lose a lap with Franchitti. They've been going wheel to wheel now, side by side for the last 15 laps. We were talking to the team a little earlier, and maybe Calvin, do you have a little update on how the car is and if he's fighting anything right now?
Well, they've got a pretty good balance on it, Scott, but they've really been playing with the downforce levels. They've gone up overall, they've gone down overall, just trying to see what Pat likes out there on the racetrack in traffic. So I think they've got a pretty good read on it. But remember, with Bruno struggling here today, and then Patrick has a strong day. I think he came in here 15 points behind. He could make a big move in that second place spot in the championship. $500,000 on the line.
Now, we were talking about Jimmy Vasser. You talked to those guys earlier about his car as well? Maybe not.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is something with Dario is battling for his life to stay on the lead lap, and this is frustrating for Jimmy. Jimmy had a little bit of a lead. Those guys are snapping behind, snapping his heels behind him, but Dario wants desperately to stay on the lead lap.
Jimmy's pit is calling him in.
And he's entitled to do that. You might say, well, gosh, he's a lap down, you should let him by, but you get a yell, and he is right back in this thing. So even though it's frustrating for Jimmy, Dario is more than entitled to try to battle like that.
That's the rule on the ovals, too. You can fight to the last minute to stay on that lead lap. That's okay. Once you've gone down a lap, let the guys go.
Here comes the race leader. Jimmy Vasser leads Michael Andretti and Cristiano D'Amato on to pit road. Calvin Fish awaits Vasser.
We saw Jimmy Vasser there holding the inside line, not letting Michael sneak down the inside of him. This is going to be close. They're pitted just beside each other. Michael a little further ahead in pit lane. There's a bit of a gap between them, so Jimmy should be able to get a clean exit. Tires are on. Michael's team goes to work the Motorola boys. Half a crank a front wing. Rear tires are spinning. Fuel is in. And let's see how the Honda does. Let's get down to Derek Daly.
Jimmy had a faster stop than Michael. Michael just leaves now, but D'Amato has jumped ahead of Michael, and in fact D'Amato and Jimmy are having a drag race out the end of pit road.
Oh, what a move by the Newman Haas team as D'Amato comes off pit road ahead of Jimmy Vasser.
And that might be a situation. We saw Cristiano just kind of hanging back there, Tommy. We talked about that earlier. He might have been conserving a little bit more fuel, staying in the draft. Might not have had to take so much fuel on board.
Well, if you remember the stop before, Cristiano, they had the fuel plugged in for a little bit longer. They said they took a full load the last time. That might have allowed them to, maybe they're going every other one, a longer one, a shorter one. This will be really interesting to see. This is the first time we've seen Jimmy back in the pack since early in the race. Can he get by Cristiano? Also, Jourdain is on a lap of his own right now. If he were to get yellow on this lap before he has to pit next lap, he would be in great shape.
Michael Andretti and Christian Fittipaldi each lost a spot on the pit shuffle.
Michel running some very fast laps right now, and the team's telling him, you know, keep it rolling, because as he's staying out on the racetrack, trying to make up more time, coming down pit lane.
Here comes Jourdain. Calvin Fish is there.
Well, again, he's happy with the balance. We don't expect any changes, so believe this is their sixth stop of the day. They'll have one more to go if we go without yellow. Michel Jourdain resets everything on the steering wheel, waiting for about a second of fuel, would expect. A little bit more going in this time. Full load for Michel Jourdain, and the Haggerty car's back on course.
Michel could be in a perfect position to win this race.
Yeah, he could. And you notice he saw the stickers on those, some of those tires at least are sticker tires. Let's watch him when he lets off that pit speed limit button. Imagine he'll be a little bit careful, might have the traction control on as well.
Let's take some looks at that pit stop sequence. Cristiano Damata moved ahead of Jimmy Vasser. Here comes Vasser. Michael Andretti will be to his right as they pit first and second.
That's the same thing we saw earlier in the carbon brakes. Usually they run cast iron rotors. Here they run carbon rotors with carbon pads. And again, when they're cool, they almost don't work at all. And when they come on, it's literally, when they get to their operating temperature, it's literally like someone flicked a light switch and they haul them down. I think Jimmy's worried about him grabbing like happened to Takagi coming in, and so he's being very careful. We've seen two guys being more aggressive, Michael and Cristiano.
Looked like Damata was just quicker off the pit lane speed limiter and jumped just that little bit.
That's right, Bob. He was just being a little bit more aggressive. Oriol Serbia taking a look up the back right now. But it looked like Damata was certainly more aggressive jumping off the button.
Serbia runs in 9th place in the Visteon car from Patrick Racing. Here comes Dario Franchitti continuing this sequence. Calvin Fish is there for him.
Dario brings it back down pit lane, 50 miles an hour. Must seem like an eternity when you're sitting in the car for that long with 230 plus out on the racetrack. But Dario hits his marks perfectly. We expect them to take a little bit of front wing out of the car. Yes, they do. About a turn and a half. And again, Dario's got it in gear. He's getting the fluid. He tosses the fluid ball back on the way. 12.7. So a little bit short of that time than we've seen before, guys. Pretty decent start for Dario.
It's looking like it's taking about a second longer for the Hondas to take a full load of fuel on.
Race leader across the start-finish line as Dario comes back on track. Soon be enveloped by the field. Christian Fittipaldi low under Oriol Serbia. Serbia, the first of the lapped cars. 8 cars on the lead lap. There'll be 7 when Dario Franchitti gets caught up. Take a break and return to the 500. A trophy held high after the checkered flag flies means that one man, one team, and one machine were the best on the day. To be crowned champion of the CART FedEx Championship Series and win the prestigious Vanderbilt Cup, a driver must lift trophies frequently. This season, one man has risen above the rest to claim the 2002 CART FedEx Championship, Brazilian Cristiano Damata of Newman Haas Racing. With 7 victories in 16 races, Damata lifted more trophies than any other driver. And in the process, he reached the same level of excellence as legendary CART champions Mario Andretti, Emerson Fittipaldi, Bobby Rahal, and Alex Zanardi. He also earned the respect of his fellow drivers.
Mr. Damata.
Congratulations, Cristiano.
Parabéns.
Congratulations. Parabéns, Kiki. You had an excellent season.
FedEx, the worldwide leader in shipping, salutes a world-class driver, Cristiano Damata, champion of the 2002 CART FedEx Championship Series. Congratulations indeed to Cristiano Damata. Here's a look at our Bridgestone race summary. Damata is the leader, leading only 8 laps to this point. First time he's led all day. He led only 16 laps last year en route to the victory. 35 lead changes thus far. But look at the green flag average. 203 miles per hour, green flag average speed. This could be the fastest 500-mile race of all time.
203 average.
Now Shinji Nakano was in the pits moments ago. Derek Daly, what's going on?
Well, this is something that Calvin Fish alluded to earlier in the show about the stress on these cars mechanically. Tom, Shinji has retired. What happened? What was the reason?
Derek, we got a temperature sensor on the bearing on the right rear upright because, as everybody knows, on an oval, the right rear carries the car. And it's normally been running about 90 to 110 C. We've been noticing on the last 3 stops, when you take the right rear wheel off, we've had some grease inside the wheel. So as the grease is going away, that bearing was now up to 150 C. And judging by the manufacturer's recommendation on the grease that we use, we're right near to the point of no return. And not being a contender today, where the safety margin was, we better get it out of the way.
Pass for the lead right here. Fight side by side. Jimmy Vasser, Cristiano Damata. Vasser takes it. Now can he hold on to it?
I'll tell you what, with authority, he came underneath him and just kept it just pasted to the white line right on the bottom of the track. This is setting up for a really, really important final pit stop. The window to the end opens at lap 217, which is in 3 laps. If we get a yellow anytime after 217, everyone will come in for their final stops. laps in a yellow. I think everybody will go as long as they can, which will be, for these leaders, it'll be 2:31.
We alluded to this a little earlier. I wonder if this is a strategic play from Newman, Haas, and Cristiano, where let's save some fuel, let's shorten up that amount of time we're going to spend in the pits on that last stop.
Now Max Papis has just brought the number 51, the Tecate machine in. Now this is 2 laps short of that last pit window opening. Looks like maybe the engine cover's coming off. Bad news for Mad Max, sitting in for Adrian Fernandez. His teammate is already out of the race. We'll be back. Welcome back to California Speedway. Drama for Michel Jourdain Jr., who came in with that full season of points-paying finishes behind him. It appears that streak is now over in a cloud of engine smoke on the backstretch.
And that's not looking the best of situations for Ford either. We just saw Max Papis have an engine problem. And now Michel Jourdain, as we see a great fight for the lead right now between Jimmy and Cristiano D'Amato.
That's Vassar in the yellow and white shell car. It's a battle of the gas companies as well as the Chevron Lola of Cristiano D'Amato looks high but can't get it done down into 1. Let's go to Calvin Fish for more on Jourdain.
Scott, this has to hurt. You've run every race this year in the points, and you come with a big one here, the 500. The car was strong, but the engine let go, it seems.
Yeah, something happened there in the back end, but they knew we were here all day, just drove a great race, and our pit strategy was looking pretty good there at the end. I think we had something for them, but, you know, Ford gave us a real strong motor today, and Jimmy's led most of this thing, so we'll bring him home.
I'll head down to the other pit stall and give him a cheer on. Thanks, Scott.
Thanks.
Jimmy's being pretty kind right now. He could easily slide right up in front of, just exactly right there. He could have easily slid right up in front of D'Amato, taken the air off the front of his car, and made him push up. Right now, he's being, should I say, maybe a gentleman?
That's true to form for JV. We saw it when he was dicing with Paul Tracy in Montreal. It's just his style. You know, he wants guys to leave him room.
Tell me
he
about
leaves
the
them
car,
room.
Jimmy.
Be interested to see if that holds true on the last lap.
Car is fine, Mark, reports Jimmy Vassar. At his right elbow is the reigning Kart FedEx Series champion, Cristiano D'Amato, with 28 laps to go in this race.
Outside, D'Amato, outside. Outside. You're clear.
Jimmy actually just let him go that time. Slide back up behind him.
Calvin Fish.
Well, a little bit of interesting strategy. Listening to the radio communication, Jimmy Vassar's car is much better when he's in front. He still has a little bit too much aero push in the car when he's tucked up behind someone like he is right now. Cristiano D'Amato was told on the radio, stay behind Jimmy because we need you to save a little bit of fuel, hoping to shorten that final pit stop. So right now they seem in the wrong order, Scott.
We talked about that earlier, that potentially the strategy they had is Jimmy make that move again. And that's exactly what they're thinking. Try and save time in the pits and beat these guys on pit lane rather than a racetrack.
And early, when Adrian was in the booth, he was expressing surprise that the guys were not able to draft and pass. Well, it looks like they were, but they just were choosing not to, kind of settling into a line. But we've seen these guys, now they're starting to get to be money time. When they need to, they get a pretty good toe. Instead of breathing it into 1 and 3, they're keeping it planted. And you saw Jourdain pull up. That's how these 500-milers unfold. It's been trouble-free. But now, everything's getting hotter. They get hotter and hotter and hotter gradually. And this is where it gets really crunch time. We've seen Ford blown up, but Jimmy's been strong.
The question is, will this race end before Tommy Kentel's voice fails entirely? There is more attrition to talk about. Derek Daly.
Indeed, Max Papis just got congratulations from every team member here. Max, it looked very, very good for you most of that day.
I think I drove like a lion all day. You know, being out of the car for a long time proved that it's no problem for me. You know, I was fighting like a lion because I wanted to win a lot. You know, I'm sorry, you know, something happened, you know, I had to retire again, you know, but, you know, it was a very good weekend for me. You know, I came to drive and didn't came to watch. But I hope that this time, if it's necessary, I'm not so sure, but I proved one more time that my place is out there.
Absolutely. And incidentally, the engine was not broken mechanically. It appears it was electrical, which they couldn't fix in a hurry.
Electrical. I've used that excuse before. You?
So the Honda joins the Ford on the sidelines. Have a Toyota out of the race as well. And
have 3 laps to bring it into the pits. And this is where we would like to see the teams raise to a new level. When they come in for a pit stop, doing everything supreme.
A little higher. Maybe start the pressure a little higher. Because I think the run is going to be shorter, right?
Jimmy Vasser wants a little more right rear tire pressure.
Starting tire pressure in the right rear.
Which will increase as the tire comes up to temperature.
Right rear pressure higher. Copy? Copy, just a little bit.
Now that'll help him turn the car. He's probably fighting a mid-turn understeer right now, so that little extra pressure will help the car turn just a little bit more in a turn. As you said, just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And a little bit being a quarter to a half a pound.
Well, I think it's 25 pounds per tenth of a pound of air pressure in spring rate. So what that'll do is it acts like a little bit stiffer spring in the right rear and keep the back of the car just a hair out.
L1, fuel slot 10. Jimmy, fuel slot 10.
Pit stops coming up this time around. Derek Daly.
Fellas, ideally they would like to trim D'Amata out a little bit. However, Peter Gibbons, his engineer, just told me because the time stopped on the pit lane is so critical, they're not going to have time to trim him out.
Outside, D'Amata's looking outside.
This will be a battle between 2 of the finalists in the Craftsman Pit Stop competition this weekend. Team Ray Hall against Newman Haas.
Jimmy, pit this lap, pit this lap. Watch that inside move in pit lane.
Great battle on the racetrack right now.
Not only a battle amongst the crews, remember the battle coming in and out of the pit lane. We've seen Jimmy being very conservative on pit entry.
And remember that time D'Amata got underneath him, even though the team warmed it, he was there.
Watch him inside, do what you're doing, be smooth and consistent.
Shinkara taking a little bit of look. He could end up in this mix a little bit of it.
Here they come, D'Amata dropping back.
Job all the way down.
Calvin Fish will be first up with race leader Jimmy Vasser.
Last one, nice and easy, guys. Nice and smooth.
Here comes Jimmy Vasser. The Shell boys ready to go to work. Final pit stop here. Someone locks up in the background there. I think it's Tony Kanaan making the entrance to pit lane. We expect no changes other than that right tire pressure, no wing adjustment. They may have gone so far on this front wing. Slight delay on the left right. Jimmy's back underway. Let's go back to that pit lane to Derek.
Great stop for D'Amata. Full lead out Jimmy Vasser. D'Amata is on brand new sticker tires for this last run.
This is a big gain for Cristiano coming out of the pits. As we've seen, Jimmy seems like he's been struggling with his car, so we'll see if that extra amount of tire pressure in the right rear will help him deal with that problem he has in traffic.
In addition to that 1/3 of an inch of rear tire stagger in this Bridgestone.
And as they accelerate up to speed, look at how much distance that small amount of time translates into when they're up to full speed. That time when the chips were down, Jimmy got into the pits almost exactly the same as D'Amata. There was not much to choose between the two of them.
Back in 1999, Adrian Fernandez won this race and set the standing race average speed record at 171.666 miles an hour. The all-time 500-mile race average speed record is 189.727. Alonso Jr. at Michigan International back in 1990. To this point, with 18 laps to go in the race average speed is in excess of 204 miles per hour.
This is when you get paid the big bucks. This is the time to go racing. You've been smart to this point. You've been working on your car, making it better and better. But now it's time to lay the cards on the table.
There's a look at the 2 fastest 500-mile races of all time. In fact, the top 3 of all time came at Michigan. The 4th quickest at Indianapolis Motor Speedway when Arie Luyendyk won in 1990 at 185.981. This could be the fastest 500-mile race in history. The question is, who will win it? Cristiano D'Amata's team did everything they could to help him win. Here's another look at his stop.
Comes in, hits the marks. 4 brand new Bridgestones go on. You see that they're stickers. They're waiting. They're just going to put enough fuel, and then he's off. Now, what they did is they probably just planned exactly the amount of fuel or close to it to take the checkered flag. So it's not going to be a full 33 laps.
Well, Jimmy Vasser's stop, Scott, he did put scrub tires on, and there was a slight delay with the left front. I think that gave D'Amata a little bit of an edge, leaving pit lane. But talk about the front wing, Scott. If they get too high on that front wing, does it start to stall out? And maybe that's why they went to a tire pressure adjustment for Jimmy in the understeer?
No, not at all. The biggest reason they did that was because they would not lose any talking about doing a tire pressure change, that's something that happens before the pit stop. The tires are adjusted before the pit stop, so during that pit stop, you will not lose any time whatsoever.
Somebody smoking.
Smoke out of
Damata, the champion, pulls down to the inside as Jimmy Vasser flashes by to retake the lead. Look at the crew, Derek.
This is, they cannot believe this. Kenny Seawick, Peter Gibbons is here, Rocky Rokelin is here. Rocky has not changed his expression, no emotion as they watch the monitor here as Cristiano is enveloped in a cloud of smoke.
Meanwhile, Dario Franchitti has made a pit stop as Cristiano Damata climbs from his stricken Lola.
Like I said, that's when the stuff seems to happen to these 500-milers. Everybody's sailing along, no trouble. But the heat in the engines gets higher and higher just gradually. They never totally stabilize. And early in the weekend, I remember Lee White telling me, other than the two guys battling for second, Bruno and Christian, we're going to let the other guys rev them up. We've done simulations over 16,000 RPMs.
We have a yellow flag as Damata walks back. And one of the target cars is creeping into the pit lane.
Kenny Brack.
That's Kenny Brack, who appears to be out of fire.
Now, we talked about this before the show. All these engine companies have tried to simulate a 500-mile race, but there's nothing like going and racing the 500-mile race.
Well, like you said, two of them simulated them on their transient dynos, Ford and Toyota. Honda went and did it in real life at Michigan. But again, it's a test, not a race.
All right, Calvin Fish has Michel Jourdain.
Michel, I know you're disappointed. Such a great season, points in every race, but it seemed like the last 50 laps was going to be the race, and that's where we're seeing some problems now with the cars.
Yes, I mean, I was saving everything, you know, like lifting all the time. I think with coming a couple of laps after everybody and a couple of changes we could have done, I think we were looking very, very good to win it. But
talk about the effect of the draft here compared with last year. Less of a drag, really, from the Hanford device. It doesn't create such a big hole in the air, and it doesn't seem like they're the big packs that we saw last year.
I think it's much better, much safer. If you're fast, you can pull away from somebody, so I like it a lot better this year.
Okay, Michel, sorry to see you have a great season nonetheless. Let's go back up top.
You can hear the disappointment in Michel Jourdain Jr.'s voice. Meanwhile, Cristiano Damata is a bit cheerier as he walks back to the Newman Haas pits and waves to the crowd here in California.
Only one of these prescription allergies.
Welcome back to the California Speedway, the scene of the 500. Cristiano, I know it's a long walk back, but that was quite a ride.
Yeah, the car was pretty good the whole day. I think the race was going to be between me and Jimmy. Of course, I was in a pretty good position now at the last stint as I was ahead of him. But only 14 laps to go out of 250, you know, kind of breaks your heart.
Obviously, we saw the blue smoke, so we know something fairly big broke. Was there a situation where maybe trimming out the car, taking more downforce off, might have given you a touch more top speed?
No, I didn't trim the car at all. I was still running the same downforce I started.
Thank you, Cristiano. Sorry.
So Cristiano Damata has the championship. He can tie the record for single-season victories shared by Michael Andretti and Al Unser Jr., but he will not break it. Still, it's been quite a year for the man they call Shorty.
Michael's going to be making a big play on the outside. We've seen how aggressive he can be, especially as it gets down 9 to go.
Okay, 9 laps to go. What does Jimmy Vasser have for the son of this man? Champ car great Mario Andretti. Michael Andretti is in second spot. If you were with us for the start of the 500, you know what Michael can do.
Dana Green got a good draft. We'll go to the high side.
Comes the run.
Jimmy wanted to kind of block a little bit. Like I said, not having any of that.
You're clear.
Takes the lead.
Our third caution flag of the day lasted for 4 laps. A total of 14 on the day.
Michael probably won't lift for the next 8 laps.
And we are still above 200 miles an hour in average speed.
Flat on the deck.
Looked like Jimmy came up off the bottom
to go. More on Andretti from Calvin.
Well, I spoke to Mark Johnson. I said, does Jimmy have a good balance on the car? He said, yes. I said, does Michael have anything for him? He said, Michael's always got speed when he needs it. Tim Green, does he?
Well, you know, we've been working on the aero load all day to try and work out what we do need. Jimmy's been strong. Now, it's what we love about these 500 miles. There's always a shootout at the end. Michael's the best at this stuff, so hopefully we can get it done.
Good luck, mate.
Thanks.
I agree with Kim Green. I've said it before. Michael would tell you he's in the twilight of his career, but if ever there was a guy that you had to go to and say, hey, for my paycheck, I need you to reach down and find the fast lap of the race, I think Michael's the guy you want.
Spent a lot of years racing with Michael, and he knows where to put that car to take the air off of yours in the middle of these turns. Jimmy looks like he has his car working a little bit better in traffic.
Dario Franchitti down low.
Inside, clear.
He was in 8th spot, but he is slow down on the apron. Here comes Michael. Oh, Franchitti.
He's on fire. They're going to have to go yellow.
Oh. Yellow is out with Michael Andretti in the lead. Jimmy Vasser in second. Fire in Dario Franchitti's Lola. And ironically, of course, he is Michael Andretti's teammate. Red flag now. Red flag. The race will be stopped.
We saw what happened here last year. Very disappointing for the fans to see this thing under yellow. Cart said no part of that. Let's red flag this thing. It needs to stop under green. We need to see the checkered flag.
When they saw the red flag, they want to see a green flag finish. I'll tell you what, you want to throw another huge monkey wrench into things. These engine guys are all going, oh wow, they've run 490 miles. We're going to let them heat soak for a little bit and then gas them up, let them get warm, and then give them death for about 4 laps.
Tens of thousands of fans here rose to their feet when that red flag came out. You're right, TK. They want to see these guys race to the finish, and it looks like the fire is going out pretty quickly as the Simple Green Kart safety team is ready to push Franchitti's car out of the way.
The fans are happy about this. The drivers are happy about this. But, Tommy, as you said, the engine manufacturers aren't. Once you get this thing heat soaked, there's always that play. You've been running this thing hard all day long. Now you're shutting them off, letting them cool down.
Let's go to Calvin Fish.
Mario, this is dramatic. A red flag certainly has a lot of tension for the drivers, but talk about the equipment, shutting these things down after 245 laps around here and firing them back up. Any concerns with that?
We'll find out. Obviously, usually, you know, you like to think that should be okay, but, you know, you never know.
Michael's played a real cagey game out there today, Mario. He seems to have the experience certainly to win this one, but Jimmy's been strong. Who's your money on today?
And I'm not a betting man, but yeah, it's been just an interesting race because Jimmy really looks like he's got enough for everyone, and then Michael had some problem with some sets of tires as far as the balance, and now I think this last set seemed like it's quite good, so you know, seemed like he was running some really good laps there at the end, so if we get a clean restart, you never know, it's going to be very exciting.
You don't mind us asking, you're on your Motorola phone there, who are you talking to during the race, last few laps?
Well, obviously. No, I tried to stay quiet, you know, because Nye needs to concentrate.
All right, Mario, great job. Let's go down to Double D.
Just about 4 pits down. Bobby Rahal, your shell car has been the class of the field. This is something unusual. Can you use this to your advantage, Bobby? Is there anything you're specifically concerned about as Jimmy sits about 10 feet from you?
Well, I'm just glad they stopped it because I thought it was pretty bush league for Dario to be cruising around with an engine that was obviously going to blow up. And, you know, it's just, that's kind of unnecessary, I think. But Jimmy's, like you say, he's been the class of the field. I hope we got enough car for him at the end. He's pretty savvy. And Jimmy knows, you know, he's won here before. He knows where he needs to be on the last lap. So it's going to be great for the fans. You know, much better to stop it and finish under the green than to have it finish under the yellow. And, you know, we'll see what happens.
Bobby, the Ford engine really has shown very well here all weekend and in the past. Has it got superior top speed that suits a high-speed oval like this?
Well, I think it's got, you know, it's got a lot of horsepower. There's no question that it's always been very, very strong on ovals. You know, I think it's on the road courses. I mean, it's so close. It's amazing when you have 3 manufacturers like this with all the resources that are expended on by each of them that they're as close as they are. But without question, the Ford's always been strong on the high-speed tracks like this or Michigan, so I hope we got enough for them.
Keep your fingers crossed.
It's going to be a great shootout to the finish, and actually Jimmy's in a better position right now. As you see coming off the yellow, going to the green, you're in a perfect position to make that slingshot move down into turn 1.
We are under the red flag with 5 laps to go in the 500. Stand by. Run by Michael Andretti today, who has been absolutely brutal on restarts. Let's take the green flag that began the 500, presented by Toyota. Michael Andretti came rocketing up on the outside. Bruno Junqueira faded to his right, but Andretti was having none of it, swept off of turn 1 into the race lead. Here's the view from on board Paul Tracy.
Michael said, I'm coming through. Bruno tried to do a fake slide up in front of him, but he had so much momentum, he had no part of that.
On lap 38 restart, after our first yellow flag, this was Michael Andretti rocketing around Jimmy Vasser.
And the same move again. Right up the outside, coming from yellow to the green, off a caution.
Timing his acceleration perfectly. Michael Andretti sits in the race lead under a red flag. When we restart, we'll have 5 laps to go. This is part of the rules package announced by CART at the beginning of the 2002 season. We saw it utilized for the first time at Vancouver when a heavy crash involving Adrian Fernandez, Alex Tagliani, and some others brought the race to a stop. On the restart, the man who won the race by holding off teammate Paul Tracy was Dario Franchitti. Ironically, it's the fire in Dario Franchitti's Team Green Lola that brought out this red flag. Derek Daly.
Quick update on what the teams are allowed to do. They can go to the car, they can take the engine covers off just to get some airflow and put wet towels over the exhaust system on the bodywork. Interestingly enough, Jimmy Vasser's team, led by Barrett Neyron, are the only team that elected to take the engine cover off. By the way, Jimmy's engineer Todd Boland is not here this weekend because his wife is expecting a baby. Hold on, baby. Don't come out yet.
You can bet Todd is looking in. There's Michael talking things over while that Honda engine ticks over behind him.
Now look, you can see the heat just coming off the engine cover, even a little smoke out of the back of that car when they fire it up. When we talk about heat soak, what that means is everything is really hot. When you have air flowing over everything through the radiators, the coolers, and so forth, it carries all that away. This is what happens in your road car when you sometimes get the vapor lock, where you come to a stop on a hot day, all that engine heat comes up. It can boil the fuel. It can heat soak other things that aren't used to getting that hot, and the temperature get higher than you actually see at any time during the race.
The fans are on their feet. They're cheering for what was a dismal race last year that ended up in a yellow finish, which was not what we want to see.
There's Dario Franchitti. Calvin Fish is with him.
Dario loves to watch racing, but I'm sure you'd rather be out there, mate. Talk about the critical lap 99. It looked like your strategy was going to work out, but you decided to pit. What was going on with the car back then?
Well, if we knew it was going to be yellow, we would have stayed out, obviously, but there was something happened when we adjusted the rear wing, and instead of taking a little bit off, a lot came off, and it was really loose, so we figured come in as soon as we can, get that fixed, we get back up to speed. This pretty much sums up the day, really.
Sorry to see it really has an effect on the championship. Second place in points was up for grabs today with Bruno struggling a bit, so this is a big one here. Dario retiring. Quick update on a couple of cars out there. Patrick Carpentier is really struggling with grip out there. They put the last set of tires on and they said the car has turned into Frankenstein. They had a good balance and everything's gone away on him, and Tony Kanaan says my car will only run in one groove. Let's go up to Derek Daly.
However, he qualified that statement saying, I believe I can still win this. This is not over yet. But you know what? When you have these restarts, if you don't have the comfort to change lanes at will, I don't know whether you can have the bravery to win this thing.
Going back to what Bobby Rahal said, very strong words for Dario Franchitti. He thought that was, I think he said, Bush League to motor around waiting for the engine to blow up. That might have been a gamble on Team Cool Green to try to get this thing to end under yellow. The officials took a lot of heat last week in Australia. Ironically, with Michael at the front, they said, we're going to have none of that. These guys are serving a green flag finish. They acted very decisively, stopped it under red. Hats off this week to the CART stewards.
Signal is being given from the safety car, being driven this weekend by Gail Truist, Stacy Kuhn signaling the drivers green next time by.
Now for these cars a lap down, Oriol Servia and Bruno Junqueira, they should let the top four, Michael, Jimmy, Patrick, and Tony, figure this out amongst themselves. I don't know if they'll do that, but this is the time when the driver should go, you know what, I can't win this race. There's 4 laps left. Let's let the guys really figure it out at the front.
Well, actually, there will be 2 laps left when they take the green. It's going to be a green-white checkered finish here at California Speedway. So the 500 presented by Toyota will come down to 4 miles of flat-out racing.
Here they go, up to speed. Now watch to see if what Michael was able to capitalize on, namely the front car not accelerating as quick as the back car because of the extra drag of the hip. And look at, here comes Jimmy.
Here comes Vassar, and Michael slipstream. He goes high into turn 1 and a bid for the lead in the race win.
This could be the move of the race right here. And Michael's got to come back.
Michael trying to come back, but he's up high in mid-corner. He'll come off onto the half-mile back straight in second place.
Jimmy's got the perfect move right now, and he'll run flat out to the finish. Michael's taking another move, going down into 3.
Did Jimmy move too soon? Should he have waited to the last lap?
I don't think so.
White flag is out.
Jimmy's got this race in hand right now.
Vassar, Andretti.
Down through turn 1 and 2, exiting 2.
That's Oriol Servia on the lapped Vistion car in third place. Then Patrick Carpentier third on the timesheets, but he is not in it. It's Vassar and Andretti with less than a mile to go. Jimmy Vassar timed it perfectly, it would appear, holding the low line, drifting out to the wall. He will become the first 2-time winner of the 500 presented by Toyota. Derek Daly is with his father.
Let me grab Jim here. Jim, what an emotional roller coaster from Australia to see your son Jimmy win it all here.
I'm not sure I can take all this. I'm going to head for the old heart pill deal here, but it's really amazing. It's a hell of a week, I'll tell you that.
Kisses and hugs all around. Enjoy the moment.
Congratulations to Jim Sr. Jimmy Vassar picks up career victory number 10, his first since a win on the streets of Houston, Texas, back in 2000. What a finish.
I'll tell you what, knowing those two quite well, they have an interesting relationship. Jim Sr. is a pretty hard-nosed guy. He'll always push Jimmy really, really hard. I think it's easier for us to see how proud he is of Jimmy than Jimmy himself. But to see him go wheel to wheel with one of the best in history, Michael Andretti, that's got to make him feel pretty darn good.
Great show all day long. Dominance all day long. Very fast. Jimmy just put an exclamation point on this race. He was the guy to beat all day long.
His third 500-mile win, the 1996 U.S. 500 here in Fontana, in the 500 presented by Toyota in 1998, and now in 2000. Average race speed 187.8 miles an hour. Let's get down to Victory Lane and Derek Daly.
Congratulations here from all around. Bobby Rahal is in the cockpit talking to Jimmy. Jimmy trying to get his helmet off. What an 8 days for this Vassar family and for this team. As his dad, Jim, just told us. Jimmy, jump out here. Jimmy, we'll leave you in there. Are you too whipped to even get out?
No, you guys are all in my way.
Come on, jump out. Come on, jump out. Throw those arms in the air. Michelle Jourdain is right here to say congratulations. Look at this. Jimmy, you were awesome all day long. All the challengers came, you took care of them, and then Michael at the end. How good was this car?
The car was great, and the guys, we won the pit stop competition on Friday, and the guys were great in the stops, and we've been trying to win a race all year, and this one's for Steve Stabler. He's one of our men who went down in Mid-Ohio, and this one's for Steve.
You think Todd Boland's wife's going to have her baby now?
I hope she has it quick so he can get back and enjoy this with us.
Jimmy, the pass for the lead. Did you time it to perfection, do you believe? Because you went by him like a slingshot.
Well, it was the same thing that Zanardi and I did to Greg Moore here in '98, and same thing happened to me on the restart when they went yellow with 15 to go. You're kind of a sitting duck, but I knew the car was good. If I could
make the pass stick and then keep my foot through through 1 and 2, that I'd have a good chance of keeping the leads. But everything went our way, and it was a great day. It's good to have a win for Team Rahal and Shell.
Jimmy, I know it's special for you. Your dad was in tears just 6-7 days ago in Australia. You ought to see his reaction when you crossed and took the checker flag. I know that's a special time for you two to have him here.
Well, we've been racing all our life. My dad's been racing all his life. He got me racing when I was 6, so we like to win races.
What about next year, Jim?
I don't know. What about it?
Thanks, Jimmy. Congratulations. Enjoy the champagne. Calvin?
Michael, he had such a strong run today. Led early, and last year you probably said you don't want to lead that last lap, but it seemed a bit different this year.
Yeah, it did. You couldn't slingshot as much, and when you got behind somebody, you would normally lose your front end. And I knew I was a sitting duck there in the end. It was just a bummer because had that red not come out, I think we could have won because I don't think Jimmy could have passed me there.
Talk about the car on those final couple of laps. It looked like you were slipping up the racetrack a little bit. Did it start to push on you behind Jimmy?
Yeah, when you got behind somebody, you would lose the front end, and that's what I was doing to Jimmy when he was behind me. So the guy in the front definitely has the advantage.
Talk about running at these speeds for 500 miles, Michael. How stressful is it for you guys?
Well, it's definitely mentally draining. I mean, I'm tired for sure mentally, but I gotta say everybody drove really good, heads up, good driving, and it was a good clean race, which is nice to see.
Fantastic performance by Michael Andretti and the Motorola team. They'll go on to the next one, try and get a victory down in Mexico City in the final round.
All right, thanks very much, Calvin. If our numbers are correct, this is the 3rd fastest 500-mile race in open-wheeled history. Congratulations to Jimmy and Team Rahal. By the way, Michael's finish is his best in this race and the best for Team Green. We'll be back to California. Welcome back to California. Don't forget to stick around here on Speed Channel for Speed News. Coming up at 7 Eastern Time, 30 minutes of NASCAR edition. Then at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Tommy and I will be reporting it live from California Speedway on today's 6th running of the 500, presented by Toyota. Jimmy Vasser is our winner. Patrick Carpentier finishes 3rd behind Michael Andretti. Let's hear from him now.
And of course, Patrick Carpentier puts a second Ford engine on the rostrum, but more importantly than that, he's more concerned about the championship. You've now closed within 3 points of Bruno, so a very, very good day.
Yeah, it's an excellent day. We just need to have a good car in Mexico and for the last race, and hopefully we get it. We've been working hard all year. We've never been that close, so that's what we're aiming for, 2nd place. And at the end, the car was a little bit loose, and they just said they just finished right still ahead of Tooney, and we got the points, so it's good.
That was quite a speed fest. It went on and on for so long. People thought, well, they'll either blow up or they can't finish, but it just went on.
Yeah, I thought Jimmy was going to blow up, man. That Ford was pretty good there, but he was fast all day. He deserved it. He just led the whole thing, and it was so fast. I was like, man, is this guy going to slow down? Just kept going flat out. That was flat out, so he must have been flat out. So it was good for him.
Thank you, Patrick.
All right, thanks, Derek. Patrick always with a smile on his face. Here's a look at the final results. Jimmy Vasser, 10th career victory, 3rd in a 500-mile race. Had Michael Andretti won, it would have been his 3rd 500-mile victory. As it is, Michael picks up his best ever finish here at California Speedway. Carpentier in 3rd, followed by Tony Kanaan. Oriol Servia in 5th place, the first of the cars at least 1 lap down. Scott Dixon had a quiet run to 6th. And then Christian Fittipaldi. As you look through the rest of the runners, our average speed for the race has officially been reset to account for the red flag during which the clock was stopped. Average race speed here at California Speedway, 197.995 miles per hour, the fastest ever. Presented by Toyota, featured a dramatic finish as Jimmy Vasser got back around Michael Andretti to take the victory. The first time a driver has won this race twice, and there's Jimmy celebrating. Patrick Carpentier on the left finished 3rd. Michael Andretti finished 2nd. And Carpentier took a step up in the championship standings with one race remaining in the 2002 season. Let's get to Calvin Fish with Tony Kanaan.
Tony, you started from the pole, but the car didn't seem to have that edge today that you needed.
No, we had a little bit too much understeer in traffic, and we tried to fix it through the whole race, adding downforce to the car, but we couldn't race with Jimmy or Michael. So probably I had Carpentier, but I needed more laps. But you know, that's racing. But I will take the opportunity to thank you guys. I don't know if I'm going to have the opportunity to thank in Mexico, but Speed Channel is doing a great job. You, Calvin, and all the DD and everybody. So thanks for all the help this year. I'm going to miss you guys a lot.
All right, Tony, we're going to miss you too, mate. Best of luck next year, and let's go and win Mexico City.
For sure.
For better or worse, much is made of the nationalities of the drivers who compete in the Kart FedEx Championship Series. Two Americans on the podium with Canadian Patrick Carpentier, Jimmy Vasser's victory, the second for an American in the 2002 season. Of course, Michael Andretti won back in April at Long Beach, California. Here's a look at the standings. Cristiano Damata is champion. Bruno Junqueira is second, but Patrick Carpentier hops over Dario Franchitti and moves within 3 points of Junqueira for that $500,000 second place in the championship. There are the rest of the standings. And one other point, Tony Kanaan was kind enough to thank Speed Channel, this being our final race on American soil and our final with our full American television crew. We'd like to thank everybody involved in bringing you the Kart FedEx Championship Series this year, from our front office staff through the furthest camera position. Thanks, everyone. We'll be back with more from Fontana.
Welcome back to California Speedway. A tough day for Bruno Junqueira. Bruno, when you lose a couple of laps like you did by losing the wheel, how tough is it for you to keep your head in the game?
Yeah, it was really tough because I already lost like 2 or 3 laps. But my car was very good. I came through the field and passed a lot of people. It was pretty shame. I think I had a car for sure finish top 3 or even fight for the win, but we had a problem with the first pit stop, took our chance, but still second in the championship. Let's see if we can finish there.
That's been a real seesaw battle all season long with you, Patrick, and Dario. And now Patrick, with his podium finish today, closes within 3 points. So Mexico City, there's going to be a lot on the table down there.
Yeah, I've been always in second. I've been always faster than them. But especially after Australia, that they give Patrick a second place and didn't give me any points. Then he got close, and today I had this problem. But in Mexico is a road race, and I have rubber feature in that race.
Talk about that pit stop that cost you a chance of a good run today. Who ultimately gives you the signal? Was there a miscommunication? Was it human error on the tire change?
I mean, he left the left here the wheel nuts a little bit loose, and we thought that everything was all right. I went and I lost the left here wheel, but it was pretty shame. I think my guys been doing good work a whole year. It's a lot of pit stops, a lot of pressure on them, because now it's not on the fuel anymore, it's on the tires, and they're trying to be fast, but unfortunately today the thing didn't work well.
Bruno, we'll see you finish the season on a high down in Mexico, hopefully. Thanks very much. Let's go down to Double D.
Thanks, Calvin. As you can see, Craig Hampson, the engineer for Christian Fittipaldi, Kathy Lauterbach is here. There's a bit of a post-mortem going on. Christian, I know you look at all the figures and you look at the lap times and charts, and for the first half, Christian, you were right there. Then you just sort of lost touch a little bit. What would cause that?
I think we just lost the draft, and running alone, my car wasn't quick enough. The first half, when we were in the middle of traffic, the car was better, and I could run together with everyone else. Actually, I started a little bit more behind, and I could pass a couple of cars in the beginning and really be up there. And then suddenly, when the field started to spread out a little bit, and you didn't have those cars towing you right ahead of you, then it seemed that I just didn't have the same speed. Like, the car was good the whole race. We did minor changes, but I just didn't have the same overall speed as the other cars.
Thank you, Christian. If I can just ask Craig here just for a quick second. Australia, you described it as an artistic disaster. I think you were probably quite impressed with the type of racing that we saw here. What's your artistic impression of that?
Well, it obviously was very different than the other races we've seen at Fontana. The new rules, having to pit every 33 laps, forced you to go flat out and instead of just cruising around. So we didn't have the tight pack like we used to at Fontana. But this was more of a race than you used to see here. This was everybody going as fast as they possibly can for all 500 miles. I mean, I feel really bad for Cristiano. Obviously, the team was looking good for another win. It was an important race for Toyota, and you know, just had the failure at the end. But you know, I think both of our cars were very good. Ultimately, here with Christian, we just didn't have enough straight line speed. We couldn't keep up with the pack once the traffic strung out.
But very much an artistic success.
No question about that. And a quick one at better than 197 miles an hour in average speed. The Shell team from Team Ray Hall climbs up to accept honors as the winning team in today's race. Oriol Servia had a quiet run to 5th place, top finishing Toyota. He's standing by with Calvin Fish.
Oriol, another great run on the oval here. In fact, had the fastest lap there towards the end of the race. So you had the speed of the leaders, just went a lap down, and still a top 5 finish has to feel good for you in this team.
Oh, it does, especially, you know, we have to remember I started last. I mean, we didn't get here in a spectacular shape, but the good thing is we never gave up, and in each pit stop, we changed the car, we improved, and it shows at the end. I mean, 2 laps to go. We did the fastest lap of the whole race. It shows also that the Toyota engine was still in good shape. I mean, after 500 miles, did the fastest lap of the whole race. You know, usually when you get to the end of a 500-mile race, the engines are like, you know, this one still did it best just at the end, so it's nice.
The thing that the team loves about working with you is your patience and willingness to just be there and let things come. You qualified last. I'm sure you weren't happy boy last night, but you let this race come to you. As you said, keep working at it, and it's really about the chemistry coming together to really form a successful relationship.
I'm not patient anymore. You know, I want more. 5th is good. I mean, I think we all did a good job from the engineers, mechanics. You know, I think myself at the start, I passed 7 cars at the start, so we all did a good job. But you know, to win in this series, you gotta do it perfect from the beginning of the weekend, from Friday. You know, and that's what we're missing right now. But things are going better and better and better. We just need a little more.
All right, mate. Let's look forward to a podium next week.
Yeah, win. It's coming.
5th place for Oriol Servia, within 1 of his best of the season, which was on an oval track at Corby, England, the Rockingham Oval, where he finished 4th. We'll take a break and be back. Channel coverage, Sanyo means performance. I'm Bob Varsha with Tommy Kendall, Derek Daly, Scott Pruitt, and Calvin Fish. We'll be with you to the top of the hour when Dave Despain and Rick Benjamin will take over to begin Sunday night speed news. First, NASCAR edition with all the news of an exciting weekend of NASCAR competition at Rockingham, North Carolina. Surprise winners in both the Busch Series and Winston Cup races. Then at the bottom of the hour, it's Speed News Sunday. We'll have a live report from here at California Speedway, wrapping up Jimmy Vasser's victory in today's 500, presented by Toyota. A clean sweep pretty much for Team Ray Hall, victory in the Craftsman Pit Challenge, and for Vasser in the 500-mile race.
The ironic thing is that we were talking about, Tommy and I were talking back and forth, is should Team Cool Green have brought Franchitti in earlier? They knew they were having engine problems. They knew they had an issue up. You see him smoking. I mean, that really put Michael in a position to lose this race.
Well, in Bobby Rahall's estimation, they were doing that to cause a yellow. In years past, that would have ended the race. With the new rules that Car introduced at the start, with Chris Pook, very first thing, he said, we're going to give the fans more value. When possible, we'll red flag a race so we can have a green flag finish. So it's kind of ironic. Had they pulled him in, Michael probably wins this race because Jimmy probably had too much push to get by him. On the other hand, you say, well, Dario's running for second in the championship.
Well, you know, that's one of the things. You know your engine's dead, it's dead. I mean, it's just a matter of time before that thing totally blows. When you're slowing down that much, you might as well bring it in. I guess there's a thread of hope that for some reason it might continue on, but typically when it's done, it's the end of your day.
Big day for Team Rahal. First victory in 2002 after 6 wins last year. This one will go a long way toward healing those wounds. Vasser over Andretti. Patrick Carpentier makes a big move in the points, as does Jimmy Vasser, who jumps from 11th to 6th in the championship with today's win. And of course, it was a win in a 500-mile race. We'll take a break and be right back live to California Speedway.
These are the results. This is the sound of the PowerFlex by Gold's Gym, the authority since 1965. Gold's Gym gives you one.
I'm never scared. If I was scared, I would probably not be doing it. Nobody's holding a gun to your head to get in the car, but there are times when I'm concerned. You know, it gets pretty heavy.
Heavy indeed, but Jimmy Vasser made the move that counted, blasting past Michael Andretti on a restart with 2 laps to go and making his father Jim proud by picking up his second victory in the 500 presented by Toyota. Tommy Kendall, if I'm not mistaken, you picked Jimmy Vasser to win this race.
You remember that because I was gloating during the commercial break, but during that last little highlight next to Jim Sr., off to the left of the screen, the bald guy with the shaved head is Hot Sauce, who I referenced in Vancouver. He's here for the first time, coincidentally, since Long Beach. In Vancouver, I said, Jimmy, your problem is Hot Sauce. Now that he has his baby, doesn't come on the road. I said, you need to get hot to more races. Hot Sauce is in Fontana. JV is in Victory Lane.
And one of the first men to congratulate him was his Team Rahal teammate, Michel Jourdain Jr. Let's get down to Derek Daly.
Let me tell you, the reason TK can't talk is he had too much hot sauce last night.
Bob, this was a very different race from what we expected, having watched the race here last year. The cars didn't really run around in big packs, pretty much single file, a lot of overtaking, but I was very surprised by the strategy of Jimmy Vasser. He obviously had a very strong car, but to lead that many laps, I thought he was putting a lot of strain on that machine. But Jimmy has a lot of experience. He pulled it out, another 500 win for Jimmy Vasser. Let's go down to Double D.
Calvin, this was a great event. It was a very important event also for Chris Pook and for CART. And remember, the Bridgestone tires and the Ford Cosworth engine are 2 of the main foundation stones for CART's immediate future.
Thanks very much, gentlemen. Tommy Kendall, what are your thoughts?
What about a crazy swing in 8 days, both for the series and for Jimmy Vasser? Jimmy Vasser upside down in the rain in Australia, a race that was a total disaster for CART. Questionable officiating here, all aces for Jimmy Vasser, and some great calls by the officials. It's a much nicer taste in my mouth.
And your voice lasted to the finish. How about you, Scott?
For Toyota, winning the Manufacturers' Championship, I know this was a huge race for these guys. In fact, they're leaving CART next year. I know that jewel that they wanted to capture, unfortunately, they won't be able to.
Great day all around. There you saw our coverage plans for the final event of the season in Mexico City. Be sure to join us for that. Speed News NASCAR edition is up next with Dave Despain and Rick Benjamin. We'll be back at the bottom of the hour with a live report from California Speedway on Speed News Sunday. For Tommy Kendall, Derek Daly, Scott Pruitt, and Calvin Fish, I'm Bob Varsha. So long from California Speedway.